Forget everything you think you know about Iran. What's real will astonish you and totally change your perspective. Iran is not just a Middle Eastern country with strict dress codes or centuries-old mosques. Can you imagine that going decades without bathing is considered normal, while having the wrong hairstyle can land you in trouble? Or that a woman with a beard, which the rest of the world would consider strange, is actually seen as beautiful? And that forgetting to wear a headscarf could land you in jail? These are just a few of the countless surprising contradictions. Are you ready to dive into a world of strange but true facts about this country? Let's open the door to Iran with today's video. Number 15. An unusual beauty standard, when women with beards became icons of attraction. Let's rewind to the Qajar period, from 1789 to 1925, when modern beauty standards like fair skin, slim bodies, red lips, or deep alluring eyes didn't even exist. Instead, round figures, thick eyebrows, and most notably, a faint mustache, were the height of beauty. Princess Esmat Alai, daughter of King Mi Alish Shakar, embodied this unique standard. Her curvy figure, thick dark eyebrows, and faint mustache didn't just make her stand out, they symbolized royal power and status. In fact, artists even added extra mustache strokes in her portraits to emphasize her nobility. Surprisingly, women back then would use kohl powder, a black pigment, to draw a mustache similar to how we use lipstick or eyebrow pencils today. It wasn't just about looking good, it was a statement of sophistication, allure, and individuality. However, everything shifted when the Pahlavi dynasty took over in 1925, bringing in Western beauty standards with fair skin, slim bodies, and delicate features. Today, Iranian women are still very focused on their appearance, with cosmetic surgery, especially nose jobs, becoming incredibly popular. In fact, Iran is fourth in the world for the number of nose surgeries performed, with around 200,000 annually. Yet the story of Princess Esmat still lives on, reminding us that beauty standards are not just about looks. They also represent uniqueness, identity, and power. So what does beauty really mean? Is it just a passing trend that changes over time? Number 14. The headscarf could land you in jail. When you think of Iran, images of women wearing headscarves or hijabs probably come to mind, not just a cultural symbol, but one that is strictly enforced by law. But did you know that not wearing a headscarf could have serious consequences? A recent draft law proposed that women who don't comply could face up to 10 years in prison. What's more, businesses that serve violators could be shut down or fined heavily. Imagine this. You walk into a cafe in Iran hoping for a warm cup of tea. Instead of the usual, "What would you like?" you're asked, "Excuse me, are you wearing a headscarf?" It may sound strange, but this is a daily reality in Iran. Following the hijab law isn't just a personal responsibility, it affects everyone around you. The law dates back to after the Islamic Revolution in 1979, when the government enforced that all women must wear the headscarf in public. For some, it's a source of pride and a religious or cultural symbol. For many others, though, it's a restriction on personal freedom. Recently, resistance has been growing. Many women have bravely removed their headscarves and posted photos online, even risking arrest. One of the most prominent movements is White Wednesdays, where women wear white clothes on Wednesdays, remove their headscarves, and share their photos as a form of protest. These photos have spread across Iran and beyond, sparking both local and international support. Number 13. Giving a thumbs up could get you in trouble. In many countries, giving a thumbs up is just a friendly way to show approval or support, but in Iran, it means something completely different. Here, giving a thumbs up is considered an offensive gesture, equivalent to showing the middle finger in Western cultures. Strange, right? Picture this. You've just enjoyed a fantastic meal in Iran and give a thumbs up to the chef to show your appreciation. Instead of a smile or a thank you, you might get uncomfortable looks or even surprise. That's because in Iranian culture, the thumbs up used to be an insult, and that meaning still lingers today. So how should you show gratitude in Iran? Simple, smile widely and say merci. Even though it's a French word, merci is commonly used in daily conversations in Iran, and people accept it as a friendly compliment. You can also show appreciation by placing your hand on your chest and nodding. It's a respectful gesture in Iranian culture. However, keep in mind that every country has its own rules for body language. For example, public displays of affection, like hugging someone of the opposite sex, should be avoided in Iran. These little details are key to understanding and connecting with the local culture when visiting Iran. So next time you want to express your emotions in Iran, remember to choose the right way. Number 12. The world's dirtiest man didn't bathe for 67 years. If going a few days without a shower makes you uncomfortable, the story of Amu Haji will blow your mind. Known as the dirtiest man in the world, he lived for 67 years without ever bathing. Not just 1 year or a few decades, this was over half a century without water touching his skin. He believed that bathing would make him sick, so he decided to declare war on water. Amu Haji lived in a rundown hut in a remote village in Fars province, Iran. His life was incredibly simple: no house, no luxuries, and no regular food. He ate dead animals found on the road and drank dirty water. This wasn't a random choice. He believed this lifestyle kept him healthy and helped him live a long life. What's even crazier is that when doctors examined him, they didn't find any major infections, just a few parasites, like pinworms, which are common in people who eat unsanitary food. But despite all this, Haji stayed surprisingly healthy. Many believe his immune system had become super strong due to his unique lifestyle. In 2022, after much convincing, villagers took him to bathe for the first time in 67 years. But instead of feeling refreshed, he became extremely uncomfortable. Some believe that this reluctant bath contributed to his decline, as he passed away shortly after at the age of 94. The story of Haji is not just a strange curiosity, it also shows the strange ways people choose to live. Whether you agree with him or not, his life remains a testament to a lifestyle that no one else would dare to imitate. Number 11. Unbelievable rules and taboos when visiting Iran. Iran is a country with a rich, unique culture, but it also has certain rules and customs that every traveler should understand before stepping foot in the country. Imagine enjoying a fun trip only to be met with disapproving stares or worse, getting into legal trouble because of an innocent action. To avoid any unpleasant situations, let's go over a few things to keep in mind when traveling to Iran. The first thing you need to know is that alcohol and pork are completely banned here. As an Islamic nation, Iran has strict regulations on consuming these two items. If you're thinking of bringing along a favorite bottle of wine, think again. Possessing or drinking alcohol can lead to severe penalties, ranging from heavy fines, imprisonment, or even up to 80 lashes, according to the law. While this punishment is rarely applied to tourists, no one wants their vacation to be interrupted by unnecessary trouble. It's best to enjoy your favorite drinks at home, or wait until you're outside Iran. Moreover, when visiting religious sites like mosques, there are a few basic rules to follow. Remember to remove your shoes before entering, remain silent, and absolutely refrain from taking photos unless permitted. This not only shows respect, but also helps you avoid unwanted stares from the locals. Number 10. Nose jobs as a status symbol. When you think of Iran, you might immediately picture strict dress codes, women wearing hijabs, and a deeply traditional Islamic culture. But this country holds a totally different title: the Global Center for Nose Surgery. Every year, Iran performs around 250,000 rhinoplasty surgeries, surpassing even beauty giants like South Korea or Brazil. This makes Iran the unofficial capital of nose jobs worldwide. In a society where women often cover their faces and only reveal their eyes, having a perfect nose is still considered the ultimate beauty standard. For many Iranian women, their nose is not just a facial feature, but a symbol of elegance and class. You can easily spot women wearing nose bandages all around the streets of Tehran. And don't assume they're wearing it for health reasons. Many women use the bandage as a way to show off their recent surgery, much like sporting a designer accessory. It's not just women. Iranian men are also in on this trend. For them, a high, straight nose is a symbol of masculinity and success. In fact, a popular saying in Iran goes, "Don't ask how much he earns, just look at his nose." Number 9. The cheapest gas in the world. When talking about Iran, one fact will undoubtedly amaze you. This country has the cheapest gas in the world, priced at around 30 cents per liter. To put it in perspective, while you might pay about $1.10 per liter in the US or even double that in the UK, in Iran, filling up a gas tank costs less than a light snack. You might think this is a dream come true for car enthusiasts, but behind this shockingly cheap price lie some little-known stories. With gas priced nearly for free, Iranians have a habit of driving without worrying about fuel consumption. In fact, there's a joke here. Don't worry about running out of gas, just worry about how fast your car can go. This has led to an interesting scene on Iranian roads where cars zoom past, not because they're in a rush, but because no one bothers to save fuel. This habit not only affects the way people live but also has a significant impact on the environment and traffic in the country. However, in order to keep gas prices this low, the Iranian government has to spend a huge subsidy of billions of dollars annually. According to one report, this subsidy amounts to $20 billion, equivalent to the budget for important sectors like education or healthcare. While citizens enjoy wasting gas, the country's economy bears the heavy pressure. The price may be low, but the cost to maintain it is far from cheap. Number 8. When no means yes. The art of politeness in Iranian culture. When you set foot in Iran, you'll quickly notice something strange. Whether you're offering a gift or asking for help, the first response will always be a polite refusal. But don't think they don't want to accept or are trying to make things difficult for you. This is a unique and refined social custom that exists only in Iran. It's not just ordinary politeness. It's like a language game, where both parties demonstrate respect and humility through the art of refusal. In culture, an initial refusal doesn't mean the person doesn't want something. It's simply a way to express politeness and deference. If you offer a cup of tea to an Iranian, their first response will often be, "That's fine, I'm okay." But if you offer a second time, they might say, "That's very kind of you, but I don't want to trouble you." Only after a third sincere offer will they smile and accept, saying, "Thank you so much, I really appreciate this." This is the art of a polite dialogue where both parties understand how to communicate and respond, but doesn't always flow smoothly, especially with foreign tourists. Many have found themselves in awkward or humorous situations because of this unique custom. Imagine you walk into a bakery in Tehran, and the seller says, "This loaf of bread is a gift, you don't need to pay." As someone unfamiliar with, you might think it's a genuine gift, but no, according to rules you need to respond, "Oh, I can't accept it without paying." So, the back and forth conversation might continue for a few minutes before you realize you still have to pay, but it's all part of maintaining politeness and the joy of social interaction. Thanks to these subtleties, isn't just part of Iranian culture, it's also a way for people to turn everyday conversations into something interesting and vibrant. Number 7. The timeless beauty of Persian rugs. When you think of Iran, one thing that immediately comes to mind is the iconic Persian rug, a cultural symbol known all over the world. With its intricate designs, meticulous craftsmanship, and vibrant colors, the Persian rug is more than just a handmade product. It's a true work of art that reflects the history, culture, and soul of the Persian people. Through every thread, each rug tells a living story of a civilization that has flourished for thousands of years. One fascinating aspect of Persian rugs is that no two rugs are exactly the same. This isn't because the artisans lack skill, but because every rug contains intentional flaws, making each one unique. In Persian culture, it's believed that only God is perfect, and creating something flawless would be an act of arrogance. For this reason, artisans often add a slight imperfection, such as an uneven line, a misplaced pattern, or a color that isn't perfectly uniform. These imperfections aren't mistakes. They are a sign of respect and humility towards the divine. The history of Persian rugs dates back thousands of years to when the first skilled weavers began crafting these rugs by hand. These weavers were not mere laborers. They were true artists who dedicated their lives to perfecting the craft. They used natural fibers such as wool, silk, and cotton, dyed with organic materials like saffron, madder, and indigo, to create vibrant yet subtle colors. The patterns on Persian rugs are often deeply symbolic, depicting lush Persian gardens, phoenixes soaring through the sky, or wildflowers blooming among green grass. Persian rugs aren't just used for floor coverings. They are often displayed on walls like living tapestries, showcasing luxury and prestige. You'll find them in royal palaces, major museums, and even in noble homes across the globe. In the West, owning an antique Persian rug is a symbol of aesthetic value and social status, with some collectors willing to pay tens of thousands or even millions of dollars for rugs with significant historical value. Number 6. The power of hairstyles in Iran. In Iran, your hairstyle isn't just a fashion choice, it can also be a legal issue. In 2010, Iran's Ministry of Culture released a list of approved and banned hairstyles for men, sparking a major controversy. Hairstyles like mullets, ponytails, and spiky hair were banned for being too Western or not fitting with Islamic cultural norms. This is no small matter. If you walk around with a mullet like you've seen worn by Hollywood stars, you could find yourself in serious trouble with Iran's morality police. So what hairstyles are safe in Iran? Approved styles must be neat, respectful, and in line with the country's cultural values. Slicked back hair or traditional parting styles are considered acceptable, as they don't go against Islamic moral codes. Having an inappropriate hairstyle can attract attention, and you could even be detained if you don't strictly follow these regulations. As a result, many young Iranians opt for simple, easy-to-maintain cuts like the buzz cut or a slicked back style. These cuts not only help them avoid trouble with the morality police but also save time on maintenance. They must always think twice before changing their hairstyle, because in Iran, your hair isn't just a part of your appearance, it can be a challenge to your personal freedom. Number 5. Internet and the boundaries of control. If you think China's the country with the strictest internet controls, Iran isn't far behind. The Iranian government has set up an extensive surveillance system with a firewall so thick it's difficult to bypass. Major social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are completely blocked, and many international news sites and popular platforms are also inaccessible, forcing Iranians to find other ways to get information. These restrictions create a closed-off digital environment where Iranians live in an information bubble. The websites and apps they can access are tightly controlled, mostly consisting of locally developed and government-monitored platforms. For example, instead of YouTube, Iranians use Apparat, a domestic video sharing platform. Instead of Facebook, they have Club, a more tightly supervised social network. This creates a unique digital ecosystem where every piece of information has to pass through government censorship. However, the Iranian people don't simply accept this control. They found ways to bypass the firewall using VPNs, virtual private networks, which have become a lifesaver for millions of users. With about 70% of internet users in Iran using VPNs, they can access international websites and apps while protecting their privacy from government surveillance. VPNs have become an essential part of digital life in Iran, helping people maintain freedom of information and communication in a tightly controlled online environment. Number 4. Persian cats from noble lineages. When you think of Persian cats, the first image that comes to mind is likely a fluffy, long-haired cat with a round face and sparkling eyes, resembling precious jewels. This breed originates from the cold, mountainous regions of Iran, where their thick fur helps keep them warm. Since the 16th century, Persian cats have been brought to Europe, becoming a symbol of luxury among the aristocracy and elite. Their adorable and elegant appearance quickly won the hearts of pet lovers around the world. What makes Persian cats stand out is not only their cute face but also their long, thick, and silky coat. This coat consists of a soft underlayer of fur and a glossy outer layer that makes them look like walking cotton balls. However, this beautiful coat requires careful grooming to keep a Persian cat looking pristine and tangle-free. You must brush their fur at least 3 to 4 times a week. If neglected, their fur can quickly become matted, losing its soft texture. One amusing yet endearing fact about Persian cats is that they absolutely hate baths. They'll do everything they can to avoid water in the bathroom. If you think a Persian cat would be perfect for someone who loves cleanliness, think again. Despite their dislike for water, they still require special care. Many owners take their cats to pet salons for grooming and trimming to ensure their fur stays soft and untangled. Therefore, owning a Persian cat isn't just a delight, it's also a grooming challenge that requires attention to detail. Number 3. Polo, the premier sport in Iran. When you think of polo, you might immediately picture a stylish polo shirt or a famous fashion brand. However, polo is more than just a fashion symbol. It's a sport with a history spanning over 2,000 years, originating in Iran in ancient Persia. Polo wasn't just a recreational game, it was a sport of the elite, demonstrating strength, power, and status. Kings such as Cyrus the Great and Darius the Great enjoyed the game not only for recreation but also as a form of military training, honing equestrian and combat skills. Ancient polo was played on vast grassy fields with 2 teams of riders using mallets to hit a ball into the opposing team's goal. It could be seen as football on horseback, where technique, speed, and strategy played vital roles. However, after the Islamic Revolution of 1979, the sport lost some of its former status, partly because it was associated with the aristocracy and the Pahlavi dynasty. Today, polo remains highly popular in Iran, with over 100 professional players, including 15 women. These women are skilled riders with sharp eyes and mallets in hand, participating in thrilling matches. This image showcases the strength and courage of Iranian women as they pursue their passion for sports. Polo today is no longer just a sport of the aristocracy, it also represents resilience and the ongoing development of women's sports in the country. Number 2. The unique Jalali calendar. While most countries around the world use the Gregorian calendar, Iran takes pride in its Jalali calendar, a solar calendar system based on the sun's cycles starting from 622 AD. The Jalali calendar is not just a way to track time, it is deeply intertwined with Iran's cultural identity and long history. The Jalali calendar is considered one of the most accurate systems in the world. Unlike the Gregorian calendar, where leap years are added using a simple rule, every 4 years is a leap year, the Jalali calendar calculates leap years based on the sun's movements, greatly enhancing its accuracy. The Jalali calendar has only a discrepancy of about 1 day after 5,000 years, something that few calendar systems can achieve. The calendar consists of 12 months, with the first 6 months having 31 days, the next 5 months having 30 days, and the last month having 29 or 30 days, depending on the leap year. What's particularly special about the Jalali calendar is its connection to the seasons and the zodiac signs. For example, the first month, Farvardin, begins on March 21st, aligning with the Aries zodiac sign, marking the start of spring and the renewal of life. The Jalali calendar is not just a tool for measuring time, it is a reflection of nature's rhythms and cycles. Number 1. The youngest population on the planet. Iran is one of the countries with the youngest populations in the world, with more than 60% of its population under the age of 30. By comparison, this is much higher than many Western countries like the United States, where only about 40% of the population is under 30. So, what has led to such a golden generation of youth? The answer lies in Iran's population policies, particularly after the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Since the overthrow of the Pahlavi monarchy in 1979, the new government strongly encouraged early marriages and large families. This policy was not only about increasing the population, but also aimed at building the nation's workforce and strengthening its military power. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khomeini declared that a large population would be the key to prosperity, urging citizens to marry and have children as soon as possible. In the 1980s and 1990s, Iran saw a massive population boom. The birth rate in the 1980s reached around 6.5 children per woman, a very high number compared to the global average. Families with 5 to 7 children were not uncommon, and weddings often became large affairs, celebrations not just for the couple but for the growth of the next generation. With such a young population, Iran faces challenges in providing adequate services for its growing youth, but also has tremendous opportunities in labor potential and innovation. This is just one part of the fascinating story of this country. Let's continue to explore more intriguing and remarkable aspects of Iran, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments.